they're wickering and trying to get away, but they can't. Um, yeah, I was afraid of that. That happened with Kingdom Death Monster too. Um, I don't think it's. I think it's because all five of us are probably using it. So we'll have to figure something else out. You guys can see me, right?
Yeah.
To me, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
It froze for a moment, but if you click out of the zoom in on Discord and back in, it refreshed, at least for me.
No, I mean in Discord.
You
Yeah.
can see us.
In Kingdom Death Monster, like 3/4 of that game was not on. It was the voice was on Twitch and YouTube, but they couldn't see anything we were doing.
Oh
because-
no.
Yeah. So, but I mean, honestly, you guys are what matters to me. The viewers, I love if we have viewers that are hanging out and stuff. But I mean, thank you.
You matter to me too, Dan.
Yeah. So as you make your way in the larger of the horses, his head or his shoulder is about where your shoulder is, so he's a big horse. Um, he seems to stick it out, if only through sheer stubbornness. Like you can tell his eyes are wide and he's looking all over the place like he's nervous, but he's stomp, like he's not moving. And you make your way up to him, and his neck pulls back, like he's not sure about you, but he isn't going anywhere.
Okay, well, I'm gonna proceed to try and ride the horse.
Okay. Give me one more survival.
All right. Another 19.
I'm good. Get all of the good dice rolls out now.
Exactly,
Yeah.
I know, right? For real. I'm like, oh no.
Have fun with your horse.
Yeah, I'm going to. It's gonna be
While you
awesome.
can.
You have only twice seen someone mount a horse where they grabbed hold and swung a leg up and over, and it was humans trying to GTFO. So you are trying to extrapolate that knowledge and apply it to your much larger frame and much larger horse. But I'll be damned if you didn't throw your leg up and get onto the horse like you were meant for it. And the horse, now realizing his mistake of being stubborn, takes off. And you're holding on for dear life, but trying to make it look cool, barely.
Yes.
He vaults the small fence, which he probably could have just stepped over, just like you, and takes off into the tall grasses, which for both of you are barely nothing. And soon, you're looking back behind you, and the is just a speck in the distance. And there is a burning roar above you. Oh, you can't hear me. Can anyone hear me? Nope. How about now? Nope. Yeah.
I can hear
There
you.
we go.
Weird. Where did I drop off?
I am riding the horse and I look back off into the distance.
Okay, and
Okay.
the nomadic village is like a speck, and so you kind of pull on his mane a little bit to kind of slow him down because you don't really have experience with any of this, and he almost stops and throws you over the top.
Yeah.
But you hold on tight, and there's a gigantic. It almost sounds like a mountain falling around you. That's the sound. It's like the largest avalanche you've ever heard. And you look up, and there is a burning line of fire coming like straight over you in the sky, heading back towards the village.
Headed towards the village that I just left.
Yeah.
All right, I want to head back there. Can I? Do I? I don't know what it is. It's just a line of fire, right?
Yeah, it's a line of fire coming across the sky. You've never seen anything like it, and it's loud.
Okay.
It's extremely loud.
Part of me almost wants to watch and see what happens, but like get over there slowly, almost.
Well, I mean, it's moving a lot faster than you anyway. So as
Okay, so then I'm just gonna head there. Yeah.
as you turn and head back towards the village,
Mhm.
there is an earth-shattering shake that knocks you off the horse, and the horse bolts.
My horse.
It's running kind of back towards the village, but a little bit to the left through the grasses. And the ground shook so bad that as you push yourself up, you are disoriented. Your ears are hurting, and you're kind of seeing double vision a little bit. And you slowly make your way back to the village, and you can see that there's a pillar of smoke on the other side of the village by about 200 feet. So it was close, but it didn't hit the village.
Okay.
And there's the elders, which are mostly bugbears, your elders, right? There's elders for different types, but your elders are talking about putting together a group to go investigate to see what weapon was just thrown at you. And you know that the hobgoblins are doing the same, and the goblins are probably already there because they don't give a heck.
Mm-hmm. I'd want to talk to them and let them know that I would like to go check it out as well.
If I'm anywhere nearby, I'll head over towards it too.
I was just about to say it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
as you guys kind of start moving the way towards it, you kind of group up and start walking together towards it. You can see some smaller goblins moving that direction, but not as many as you would have expected. And you seem to be two of the first bugbear and hobgoblin heading that direction.
As soon as I see Kuruk, I'm gonna stop heading towards the explosion. I head directly over to Kuruk to intercept and meet him and be like, "Hey,
Hey, see whatever this was.
are you insane?"
Nope. I just wanted to give it a shot, and now we have a new mission. Let's go see what this thing is.
Fine. Let's go. Run. It's whatever.
And then we begin running.
It's just an exasperated sigh because I know that's very much like you.
You close the distance pretty quick, and you guys get to like the ground. You guys have passed through this ground quite a bit. When you did scouting to set up the small grouping of tents, you surveyed the area pretty well. There is a gigantic crater, the sides of which are like 15-20 feet up now, and it's just a berm of dirt and stone, burning grass. There's a pillar of fire that has a strange smell. It's not a smell that you've really been able to sample before, because it's not just the grasses, which some of them are on fire around you, but it's also something in the crater that must be boiling hot.
I can tell because of all the fire and stuff that I can't immediately jump down and try and grab it.
How high is that berm?
Yeah.
So the berm is about 15 to 20 feet, and it's pretty easily climbable because it's all soft earth and stone. As you get closer, you can feel the heat radiating off it, but it's not like it's going to burn me to death if I touch it. It's just going to be warm to touch.
So can we see over the berm at this point?
You
Are we like heading
cannot.
up?
Yeah, it's flat land, and then 20 feet up. So you're gonna have to climb up the berm in order to look into the crater.
Into it to check it out.
Yeah.
Well, let's
Let's check it out.
You
Let's
can
go
see
head
the
out,
berm
yeah.
going off curves away from you.
Okay, yeah, let's definitely go see what that was. Let's start climbing up.
I'll run up. I'm kind of like, ow, 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 because it's a little bit hot.
You climb the dirt, and some of it falls away beneath you as you kind of climb up pretty easily. It's like walking at the beach, right? Your feet are getting stuck in the sand as you're walking up. And as soon as you guys are able to look over, you look to the left and right, and you can see a handful of goblin faces also peeking out over the berm. And you see a very large stone. It looks to be maybe some kind of gemstone, uncut gemstone, that is radiating like it's throbbing with like a turquoise blue light. And as it's pulsing, I shouldn't have used that other word, as it's pulsing, you can feel like waves of not heat. You wouldn't call it heat, but you're not sure what you would. It kind of fills that word of heat without being hot as it moves past you. Both of you, who have larger amounts of fur than normal goblinoids, can feel it moving through your fur. This energy, vroom, vroom. It's about the size of a large couch.
Oh, that's very large. Do you want to go check it out? Do you want to see if we can get it out of the hole that it's dug itself into?
Out of character, does it seem like it's something that we could lift with a handful of goblins, or is this like a huge stone that we're not moving?
So it is a large stone. It's
I imagine
unlikely that you will be able to move it with just the people that are here right now. And you could also use ropes and stuff. But you have seen Karuk do some pretty amazing things during raids, so he might be able to push it, but it's large.
You think we should go get reinforcements? See if we can get this thing out of here?
what is it?
I mean, it's ours now.
Let's take it back. We'll check it out later.
All right. So yeah, let's head back and see if we can get some assistance. That's what I'm thinking.
Move it now before others come.
Yeah.
You make your way back to town. Again, it was only like 200 feet, so it's really not that far. When you make your way back there, there's already people kind of coming out towards you. And they're all curious. And as far as you can tell, no one at that settlement has heard of what just happened. Like, to be able to say specifically, this is this, or this is that, or this is what happened.
Okay, so they don't know anything about it.
I'm gonna go start delegating people to get ropes and to go head over to it to get ready to move it.
Okay.
Can we use the horses to move it too? Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't
absolutely
like
could.
those horses.
I mean, I thought the horses were pretty cool, but
I hope you had fun with your horse wherever you went. Let's go get this crystal.
all right, let's get the stone.
Okay, so between the leather strapping and ropes and additional large-bodied bugbears and hobgoblins and more goblins than you can count, you're able to get a large enough party together. The goblins make quick work of actually digging a hole in the berm, like not a hole, but like a divot that's big enough that you'll be able to pull the gem out straight. And you get the ropes tied to it, secured to it, getting even closer to the large uncut gem, the meteor. We're gonna call it a meteorite because that's what it is. But you note that it's the thrumming, pulsing light and energy is happening less frequently until there's just like a subtle light, inner light coming from the inside. Maybe the same amount as like maybe a candle. And you are able to touch it. It's actually cool to the touch, even though the ground around it is still very warm. It's very cool to the touch, and you get it tied up and start pulling and pulling. The elders of all three of the um, main species have a meeting that night, and both of you are in attendance. Most people, most of the folks were not invited, but you two were some of the first on the scene, and so you were. It is a drum circle around a large bonfire, and the drumming is subtle enough that it doesn't knock out any of the speech, but it's partially also to help keep the cadence of conversation. And you can hear them kind of arguing as you make your way over there with some of the meat and strange, smelly goo that you brought back from the town. You're not sure what it is, but it tastes good, but it smells weird. As you make your way to this council of elders, you can hear them kind of shouting and talking back and forth. The talk seems to be what you should do now. There's a handful that, like you said earlier, think that this area has a lot of prospects still, and a lot of resources that could still help the group. There's others that feel that having this gigantic meteorite makes you guys a target, and so you should be on the move. And there's a whole bunch in between. So that's what you walk into as you kind of make your way in.
So it's about, would you say it's about 50-50? People are, some are absolutely for getting up and leaving,
Yeah,
and others
it's about 50-50, yeah. Between the
Mhm.
species too, like there's members of each of the three main species
Right.
that are for and against both.
That's tough. I feel like moving it logistically would be really difficult. You know, we already had to get a whole party ready to go get it and then move it back to where it is now. I feel like it might be too difficult to move it unless we could like move it and hide it someplace. You know, so it's not just out in the open.
What's inside of it? What is that? Can I
It
try to
is-
like look and see what I know I see like something that seems like an energy and like a candle-sized flame. Do I have any way to like try to figure what it is so I can tell Karuk about what I think it is?
So, the hobgoblins especially, but many of the goblins, and maybe a few of the bugbears, but less of the bugbears, are people of faith. They believe that Frugek, I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, but Frugek is the chosen deity of the goblinoids, and domains aside, right? What Frugek gives back to the people, keeping that aside, it is still a matter of faith and belief that the goblin tribes are the best, right? They're the ones that belong to the land. They're the ones that all of this was theirs beforehand with the elder empires, the goblin empires from thousands of years ago. And Hurgukek will hope that happen again. I say that because as you swipe at the meteor, rubbing your forearm against it with your cloth and fur, and kind of swipe a place clean and look deep into it, that's what you see. You see the inner turmoil, war, rewards, loot, life, growth of your deity deep within this meteorite. You're not sure if anybody else has seen it, and plenty have tried, but that's what you almost get like an inner peace, a oneness of faith when you look into this meteorite.
I'll whisper. It said, Rugek. I'll call out again. Rugek! And I'll call out. I don't know if anyone else hears. I'm trying to get attention.
I
See if anyone
immediately
else-
look over and be like, "Wait, what are you talking about?"
Look, come. I try to show him.
And then I'll immediately run over and do the same thing that he did. Try and check it out.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, jeez.
So for you guys on your character sheets, a saving throw is going to be for spells and abilities usually, or traps. But it is going to be the area next to your ability scores for a wisdom check versus a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, jeez. I rolled a 1.
Just need a d20 for me.
Oh,
Oh, no.
you didn't need one, Justin.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Sorry.
It affected you immediately.
Rugek. Yell at Tyler again. At Karuk.
Karuk, people don't get out of the way fast enough when you shoot up, standing straight up from being bent over looking at the meteorite, and then falling backwards like a tree felled. There are people under you as you are kind of trying to shake off the vision that just hit you square in the head. And that's that this needs to be kept safe. Something about this meteorite, you're not sure about Rugek, but you are sure that this is definitely something that is worth a lot and will be chased down. Varalk, as you were yelling that, 2 of your other hobgoblin friends move up to like your sides, and they look into it as well. One of them standing over one of Karuk's legs because he's still sprawled out on the ground, and they both look into it, and you can hear them with a sharp intake of breath, like, "Oh my goodness, this is freaking dog. This is what we've been looking for. Like, this is a sign, you know."
They also sense it's Krugek.
Yep. And
Okay. Disbelief.
their words, as well as your astonishment, help sway the others to start talking about migration, packing up and moving down the road. What are you doing, Karuk?
Okay, well, first I want to stand up and see if the people under me are okay.
There's a couple of goblin elders who are like
Oh, no.
super dizzy, and not one of them's knocked unconscious completely. They're breathing, and one of them has a giant smile on his face, but he's out cold. A couple of the other ones you kind of knocked out of the way. They are elders, so that's not great, but none of them seem to have come out with any permanent damage.
Okay, well, let's go.
Oh, God.
Go. I was just going to say, let's get them good to go, and then let's start formulating on how to get this out and away from where we are currently.
It's decided that the best of the hope fasten like a harness type thing, using other gear to the stone, and it'll be drugged behind everyone else who is going to pack up and move. They make quick work of it. Within a week, everyone is packed up and ready to go, and they say goodbye to the small hamlet and other villages they see in the distance, because normally, when coming across other towns for good resources and raids, you'd stop and raid those areas and add it to what you guys are carrying. But because of this large stone that you're essentially dragging behind the caravan of people, uh, you're not making any additional notes, right? You don't want to be seen more than you are already with such a large group. As we focus from a singular point, we see goblins, hobgoblins, bugbears, all with heavy packs, all dragging things or carrying things, moving past in a line. And then horses and a hobgoblin with 2 goblins on each of the 2 horses, kind of working to pull the large stone, which is cutting a huge scar across the dirt and soil and grasslands that you get across, right? I mean, 100 stamping feet are going to make a trail anyway, but at least the stone isn't making that much of a huge divot in the ground anymore. Okay, and as it is pulled across the view of the camera, if you will, the color change moves from sepia to full color. And we see a cliff face. It's probably 100, 200 feet high. And the tribe, this large tribe, has pulled up across the cliff face looking up at it. In the long weeks of travel, Varalk, Tegun, and Rudan have kind of made a name for themselves as keepers of the stone. You guys help make sure it's clean. You have started in earnest to recite the words of Frugek, like the stories and the oral traditions, which for the most part have been kind of like haphazardly handed down by the elders. You guys have found a stronger faith in that and have started almost the word is not a good one for me. Excuse me. Like giving sermons but not giving sermons. Proselytizing? No. I can't remember the word. Huh? Preaching. You're preaching but not preaching. Yeah. Yes. Yes, that's essentially what I'm talking about. Yeah. Naomi. And you're